Good morning, world.
Good morning. Here we are with another music reaction. And for you Hi-Rez fans, you are in for a treat. I got a comment here from our home girl, the homie, Emily. No comments. She's past that stage in our lives. She just sends me stuff. So we're going to look at Hi-Rez, Heaven Over Hollywood. Thank you, Emily. I'd never heard of it. We're going to react to it. Stay tuned. I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian, and this is Cedric and Brian. Somebody went back. This is to the Something in the Orange video, which I love that song.
Great song.
Not only I like it, my daughter performs it. I do play guitar, and she sings it. So we like this song. So for Semicolon, he spells his name C-O-L-L-I.
I like that.
Semicolon. Semicolon. And he has a little semicolon as his emoji. It's good.
I like that.
It's a little wink.
It's creative.
That's creative. But then you spew this, semicolon. You guys are such fucking losers. I know Cedric's going to want me to bleep that out. You take an incredible song like this, do a reaction, then spew your political and religious-filled hate. Go back and watch that. I don't know what we said that was hateful at all. I really don't. Take a fucking break from it. You mentioned several times, Mr. Brian, if you watch this, yada, yada, yada. First of all, there's no way he's watching this. LOL. Second, hope he doesn't have to see what people like you turn his song into.
Did you say you people or you people? I think
it's you people.
Wow.
Because I guess we spewed hate. Now we're going to have to go watch our own video and see what we did that caused Semicolon to say we spewed hate. Because this comment is not hateful at all, Cedric.
No, not at all. All right.
I thought that led into this because we're doing a song that's called Heaven Over Hollywood. So I'm assuming we'll be allowed to spew our religious hate on this one.
All right, let's get into it.
While we're putting our headphones on, I'm gonna put the Cash App and Venmo out there if you'd like to give us a tip.
Yeah, we gotta raise money so we can get the hate out there.
Like Cedric says, just the tip.
Just the tip.
Okay. All right, you done? You done scanning our codes? Okay, now we'll go.
Hi-Rez chose God over money. He burned bridges with major labels, Hollywood execs, and industry musicians. Demonetized, deplatformed, and banned. He put it all on the line for the sake of the truth. What's gaining the world worth if it means losing your soul?
I chose heaven.
Okay, I'm gonna respond to that before we get to the beats. Yo.
That's him stopping.
He's in the cellophane thing. He's on the shelf. Mm-hmm. You notice that it's kind of a la Pixar.
Yes. Ken doll, Barbie.
Yeah. So there it is right there. Heaven Over Hollywood.
He put it all on the line for the sake of the truth. What's gaining the world worth if it means losing your soul?
I chose heaven over Hollywood, I'll never sell my soul. People said I'd never blow, God been keeping me afloat. You can never block my blessings, this the only thing I know. Went a few years without even doing the show. Finally getting back on road, getting back to my roots. But I never stop fighting when I'm searching for the truth. All these rappers lying every time they in the booth. Blackball from these labels, corporations, and these suits. Keep that thing on me, case my haters in the mood. But like Shaquille, I'm praying that I never had to shoot. They keep bringing up me and Jimmy, don't even gotta ask. That's my brother to the grave. We just on two different paths. Shot my brother Emilio. If you know, then you really know. Life got in the way, it's just really hard to admit it though. Lost in LA, trying to make these viral videos. Had to get humble, so I moved about the city.
What happened to him and Jimmy?
I don't know. I was going to ask you that, but I like how he says that very similar to you and I. And we've talked about this several times that Brian and I, we've been friends for 23 years. We're not completely in sync with our religious views or our world views. Political views, but that doesn't stop us from being friends. And it sounds like Hi-Rez is saying the same thing. Whatever happened with him and Jimmy, you guys let us know. But they're still homies.
Yeah, and I didn't know if because people corrected me, even though Jimmy Levy has a name that's traditionally a Jewish name, they said no, he's a follower of Christ. So I don't know if he's like Andrew Klavan, who was born Jewish and then decided to become a Christian, or if he's just a Christian with the name Levy.
Right.
Or Levy, however you want to pronounce it. And then obviously Hi-Rez, for you don't know, he usually wears a big Jewish star. So we're assuming, I could be wrong, he could be also like Andrew Klavan, his heritage is Jewish, but maybe he follows Christ. I have no idea.
And for me, growing up in Los Angeles, being a diehard Lakers fan before LeBron James got there, he talked about Shaquille O'Neal, and as you guys know, Shaq wasn't the most proficient free throw shooter, but he always made the statement, "I make them when it counts." So I love how he kind of alluded to that.
What he makes when it counts is he can just shove himself up to the rim and make a basket.
Yes. Make them when they count.
Brother Emilio, if you know, then you really know. Life got in the way, it's just really hard to admit it though. Lost in LA, trying to make these viral videos. Had to get humble, so I moved about the city. Me and wifey almost broke up. Thank God I woke up. She been there for me since we was little, now we all grown up. Back to the East Coast, had to find me though. No money in my bank account, but found a little piece though.
So what's this whole being in the Barbie case? Like a Barbie, he's the pink case, he's got purple and pink all over himself. You guys let us know. Is there a reason for the visuals on this one?
I don't know the reference. I like
Or is it Hollywood? Is it because it's a Hollywood reference?
Could be a Hollywood thing. I like the vulnerability. First, he talked about him and Jimmy, what they're going through, and let us know that I guess he started to rise up the ladder. Him and wifey got into some things.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that as a man, he can come to wifey because the woman was there, the wife is there to mirror him, to be a reflection of him. And it sounds like he went to her and said, "Hey, what's going on? Am I meeting your needs as a husband?" And she probably put him in check.
We almost broke up, thank God I woke up. She been there for me since we was little, now we all grown up. Back to the East Coast, had to find me though. No money in my bank account, but found a little piece though. Lost my grandma and I've been on a mission to make sure that I carry on these family traditions. I got close to the God, heritage and religion. If you ever did me wrong, just know that you are forgiven. Finally started speaking my mind and all my records. I lost money, lost fans, but I would never regret it. Got married to the love of my life, man, what a blessing. Even got to kick it with Donald Trump at the wedding. Life became a joke, man, we living a meme. Ain't no left, ain't no right, they all on the same team. They try to label me radical and they call me extreme because I'm willing to die for the American dream. When I thought it's rock bottom and the bottom kept coming, demons kept chasing, but you know I kept running. I hope that God proud of the man that I'm becoming. I'm not perfect myself and that's why I don't be judging. I could quit and retire, but I would rather inspire. Drop the songs with $sign. We had India on fire. I don't rock Balenciaga and them evil ass designers. Put my soul in these raps, I could never be a lie. Wifey making boss moves, beat our first lawsuit. Shout to my real fans, my success is cause all you thought about quitting, had my back against the wall. But failure is not an option, that's why I gave it my all. The government had us locked in our homes, then I rallied against the mandates with Robert Malone. My family said I'm crazy when we talked on the phone, but I still do this for the fans who feel lost and alone. Hey, ban me, cancel me, but you can never stop me.
Yes.
Even some of my idols unfollow me and block me. I know that God got me, man, the journey been real fun. If you still riding with me, then you a real one. Spoke out against the government, had everybody shook. The only rapper, the performer, MLK probably stood. These social medias might ban me and they probably should. I'll never sell my soul, this heaven over Hollywood, it's rest.
Woo! Did I stop at the right place?
Yeah, that's good.
I know I have an issue with that.
There's a little bit more, but
Okay.
he's probably going to talk there. But I like that when he talks about MLK probably stood.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. There was just so much. I mean, my man is spitting here. He talked about there's no left and no right. They're all on the same team. And we talked about extremists of any nature, whether it's extreme left or extreme right. Brian and I have made the comment, we're not down with either one, but things just have to make sense to us.
Right.
And I love.
And before you go, obviously a guy like this, who comes out when when he did the verse about his grandmother dying, and he's in the full Orthodox Jewish stuff. Obviously, the far right is going to hate him too because there's far right Nazi type people out there too. And so the people that want to call him, like you said, extremists or far right, it's like, no, he just, like Cedric just said, he just wants to make sense. He wanted to make sense of why is the government locking us down and things like that. And he got canceled for it, or tried to get canceled for it.
Yes. I loved all that stuff. No. And I love how he basically says, at the end of the day, am I making God proud? And I love those, a saying that I love says, I'm doing this for an audience of one. People are going to hate me. People are going to love me. Brian's going to allude to something later there in the video. I'm going to say a friend of mine always says, don't let the comments go to your head, and then the critique won't go to your heart. Yeah. You just take everything in stride and you keep on doing your thing and you perform for that audience of one. I love that.
I'll reword it. Don't let the love go to your head and the hate go to your heart. You can say it that way too.
Yeah.
All right, want to finish it up?
Let's finish it up.
And they probably should. I'll never sell my soul. This heaven over Hollywood is rest. What's up, it's your boy Hi-Rez. Next month, I'm going to be out in the UK and Europe, Amsterdam, Glasgow, Dublin, London, Manchester. Get your tickets before they're gone at onlyforthefans.com. I can't wait to meet y'all and hang out with y'all. Peace.
I love the only for the fans.
Only for the fans. Take a few words out.
That's hilarious.
Changes the name. That was good. This, I'll just spew on this a little bit. Emily, always thank you for making us aware of things that we aren't aware of. This brings to my mind in the Bible, Romans 12, I think it's Romans 12:2, where it talks about we need to be in the world, but we shouldn't be of this world. Yeah, we're stuck here. We're stuck in this world with all things that are going on. And he talks about, this whole video talks about making a stand, being different from the crowd. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. And we see so many things with the award shows where they're promoting Satan and they're promoting sexuality and they're promoting all these things. And I started thinking to myself, like, being a coward is kind of a sin. So having the nerve to stand up and say, you know what? And people always say that we're hateful. We're not hateful. We're not hateful. We love people. We both have family members and people in our lives who walk a different path in life. Doesn't mean we hate them, but at the same time, we can love on them and say, hey, you know what? The way you're going is probably not right. And I think a lot of people, especially Christians, I'm talking to them, will say, well, just love everyone and let everyone do what they want to do. Loving someone means telling them you're wrong and saying, you know what, you need to take a look at yourself and say, you need to check yourself and do something better. But are me and Brian perfect? Heck no.
Well, I just want to push back on that. And this is why Cedric and I, why with certain crowds, things you don't talk about. And it can be dangerous when you're that person and say, well, I'm going to tell them when they're wrong. Because if you go back to our racism video, the reason that I had a problem with Christians back when I was in high school is because a lot of these born-again Lutherans would tell me how my mother's going to hell and that I'm going to hell and that Catholics are going to hell. And I'm thinking, well, that's not very loving. But they were telling me I was wrong. They were telling Catholics they were wrong.
Right.
That turned me off. So you have to be careful by using the word wrong or I know something, unless it's something like 2 + 2 is 4.
It is.
So I just want to push back on that a little bit. And Cedric and I, obviously when it comes to religion, there was a reason why people say don't talk about religion, politics like that. What do we talk about? Religion and politics. But I try to do it from the perspective, and this is going to lead me into who Cedric got to meet, where you can talk about your perspectives, but be careful of telling somebody they're wrong on something that you really don't know. You might know it in your heart, but you're not going to change somebody's mind. Let's put it that way. Like Andrew Clavin says, you're not going to change somebody's mind by telling them they're wrong.
Right.
I'm going to put it there. Segue this into is...
Real quick.
Okay.
And you can segue. I have love for the person you're going to talk about, and I have love for like a Ben Shapiro. I would never tell them they're wrong. Would I like them to be Christians? Absolutely. What I'm talking about are the things that are in this world, like, and I'll just say it. This is me talking about transgender.
But I wouldn't look at you and say, well, I would hope you be Jewish.
Right, exactly. So I'm not talking about that.
So why would you hope that Dennis and Ben would be Christian?
But I'm not going to tell them you're wrong.
Okay.
I would leave that alone. Like, hey, you got a relationship with your God. I have a relationship with my God. Do your thing. This is how I feel.
They're the same God.
This is how you feel.
They're both the God of
exactly.
the Bible.
But when I'm talking about things in the world that are being pushed into our face nonstop, that everyone, regardless if they're agnostic or atheist or Hindu or whatever, are wrong. Men cannot be women.
Right.
Women cannot be men. And sometimes people like Christians will say, well, just let everyone do what they want to do and leave them alone. It's like, no, that is wrong. That's me talking. It's not Brian.
No.
So direct the hate to
agree
me.
with that. There has to be a set of guidelines. Again, for all you anarchists out there, always come back on me and say that anarchy does have guidelines. Okay, I don't know enough about anarchism. Mm-hmm. But there has to be a set of guidelines for a society to flourish. So let's just say that.
Right.
For a society to flourish, we have to go by a set of guidelines.
Absolutely.
And I think that's why the founders set up kind of a broad set of guidelines. They didn't say you had to be Christian, you had to be Jewish, but the guidelines are of a Judeo-Christian value system.
Absolutely.
So anyway, that leads me into this. Cedric got to meet one of my idols, who a lot of you give me hate for, and you give us a hard time, but I stand by it. He got to meet Dennis Prager and actually FaceTime me from Dennis Prager's fireside chat
I messed
house.
up. And I have to apologize because I asked Mr.
He didn't
Prager.
tell me.
I asked Mr. Prager, I said, hey, my buddy Brian would love to say hi to you. Is it okay if I FaceTime him real quick? And Dennis Prager, for those of you who watch Fireside Chat, as authentic and real and giving as he appears to be on those videos, that is him. He had just came back from a 2.5, 3 week trip from Romania. He and his incredible wife, Sue, were tired. I asked him for this quick favor. He said, let's do it. And I FaceTime Brian and I talk. I do in the videos a lot. I talk over Brian when I feel he's going to say something silly, and that's our relationship. We say stupid stuff to each other. And as soon as he popped on and started talking, I said, "Hey, I want you to meet someone really quick before you say anything stupid." And I turned the camera on his.
Showed me that, and I'm in the dark watching TV, so I quickly turned my lights on so that I could actually have a conversation with Mr. Prager. But then, of course, Cedric being Cedric kept hogging the phone. And I'm looking at Cedric the whole time, like, come on, let me talk to Dennis.
It's my phone.
Anyway,
But,
I just thought I'd share that with you.
To piggyback on what we were just talking about, Mr. Prager and I were talking about that, and he goes, "You're a black Christian." He goes, "Yeah." And he goes,
Black Christian, no conservative.
Conservative Christian, black Christian. And your friend is a Jew. I said, "Yeah, we're the best." He goes, "Oh my goodness, you're like Larry Elder and me." I'm like, "Yeah," and they've been, if you guys don't know Dennis Prager and Larry Elder, they've been friends for 40 years. They don't let the little stuff get in the way of their friendship. And that's what I was talking about.
And their values are similar.
Their values are very similar.
Because he joked when I was on the phone, he said, a conservative black and a conservative Jew. Wow. Really?
I've seen it all now. So that's off. So that was awesome.
So speaking of that, Hi-Rez, obviously, I don't know if he considered himself conservative, but obviously he resonates with people that definitely are not woke and not on the left. So
yes.
All right. I think we went long.
Emily, thank you again. Appreciate that. Hope you guys, I dropped the ball again at the beginning. Make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell, and continue sharing our channel. And like Brian always says, make sure you go to YouTube and look at this Hi-Rez video on your own and download it on Apple Tunes or whatever it is, and make sure he gets paid and compensated for what he does. Like, subscribe, ring that bell, and until next time, unless you want to say something else.
No, I'm just kidding. At least you guys got a little bit of that. We can be friends, and we're not lockstep, but nobody is. If you're looking for somebody to be friends with that has to agree with you 100% of the time, you're going to be a very lonely person.
Yes. Until next time, I am black conservative Christian Cedric.
I'm just Brian. We'll see you later.
I want to get all my pronouns in.